Do you want to spice up your videos? Maybe add some music? Today we're talking a little bit about the do's and don'ts of royalty-free music on this episode of Coffee with Tea. Hello, friends, and welcome to another episode of Coffee with Tea. I'm your host, Tonia, and I'm excited because we're going to be checking in with my tech guy, Mr. Greg Goshorn, and we are actually starting the conversation a little bit because without further ado, let me step. I'm jumping ahead of myself. I get excited. So without further ado, let's welcome Mr. Greg Goshorn. First of all, yes, welcome to the show, sir.
Hey, thank you so much for having me. Always a pleasure.
And I get ahead of myself, and I was excited because we have a little bit of time ahead of time to talk about things that are going on. So I was like, what's been going on since the last time we talked? I always love the updates. What's been going on?
Yeah, well, we're blessed here at the house, and the family and the extended family is all healthy and happy, and we're helping people, and we're playing music. I'm down here today, and I've got my mic and my PA, and I got my songs off my old paper stuff, and now I got them on a tablet, so I'm cool that way.
That's thank you. You know what? That's what I said. I get a little ahead of myself. Sometimes I forget that I have to record and back it up a little bit. So we were talking about the music because I seen your. That was you coming back on. Should I let you back in?
No, I'll kill it. Sorry. That was my other Zoom coming in finally. Don't you love technology, folks?
I love technology. Makes you laugh. But no, we were diving in because for those, you're my tech person that I love to ask questions on and stuff like that. And I was getting a little ahead of myself because I got excited because I seen the mic in the background. So you were sharing with me that you actually were in a band. So would you like to share a little bit about that? Because I think where we're going to go with this might be something that maybe people could use your services.
Absolutely. I now say in these days that I have my job to finance my fly fishing and guitar habits, and it's not far from the truth because there has to be a work-life balance, and being a computer guy and a technical guy, I just love picking up the instrument. So I've been playing since like 1983. I'm not going to count the years. Mostly I'm a house party campfire, sing-along guy, but I've played in a couple bands, played bass in those, and they let me sing on the songs that I wrote. And the cool little tidbit is if you write your own music, you have royalty-free music. And what I did is I took the couple albums that we did, and I made a version without the vocals, and I use that sound sometimes in the backgrounds of my videos.
Right. And that's where I got excited because I'm a video type person, and I love talking to people who are creative like that. So, talking about the music thing, and we talk a little bit about the creative side of the video and stuff like that. And I think, people can find content on video and footage and stuff like that, but why is it so hard to find royalty-free music? And where can we begin to find that search?
Sure. The why is because you're gonna get penalized by YouTube and the creators through YouTube and separately images and video and audio. So YouTube has some royalty free music available right inside its own platform, and there is a number of other sites, and you gotta make sure it's absolutely free, royalty free for commercial purposes if you're using it in your business. Sometimes there'll be royalty free music that when you read the fine print, and royalty free images when you read the fine print, you're supposed to give credit for. So if you don't want to give credit for it, look close, so we can I will share some resources that can go in the resources section for this video when it comes out. But right inside YouTube is a bunch of stuff wherever you're editing, because you can download those in YouTube and use them in any other editor, right? And you can search them by mood. you know, if it's happy or it's calm, right, gentle. Different genres. But mostly you want to be sure that when it's back on YouTube, which is where most of the videos could, should end up, there and other places, that it's royalty free. So you can download it off the platform in an editor, and then you know you're good to go when you put it back up, because you really don't want to get any of these strikes against you. They can demonetize your videos. They can disable them. You know, in a worst case scenario, you know, it could cost you a channel.
Right. And like I said, I think, you know, like I said, I know there's a lot of sources for the, you know, we talk about royalty on it for like images and stuff like that. So there's always, I know there's a ton of sources out there, but when it came to like asking people like, where can you find royalty free music? I hear crickets. So it's like,
it's a way shorter list, and I have some for you. And it's smart to pay attention to. And believe me, I got hit by the Google, not the Google slap, the YouTube slap, if you will, where they just terminated a 10-year-old channel of mine.
Wow.
And it's problematic. And this is, you know, since we're talking about video, you play by their rules, and sometimes they don't give you a lot of clarity. You know, I appealed it, and I just heard, you know, you violated our standards. You know, I mean, they'll tell you which video. So if you start seeing these strikes, copyright strikes, music strikes, pay fast attention, because you don't want things to go away. Another pro tip while we're talking about it is make sure you have downloaded and saved off of YouTube every video. I had some that I didn't have off of video in that long span, and I don't have those anymore. Right.
You know, and I came across the whole concept of you can download the videos and they make it into a nice MP4 format for you. So yeah, I that's a great pro tip. Thank you for sharing that. But I mean, for those who are like looking, how practical, or I guess considering that maybe talk to other musicians and collaborate on some projects, maybe? Is that a feasible idea, or?
Sure. I mean, collaboration is always pretty great, right? And that might be a source for it. I mean, I have buddies that were in the music business, and they were uploading some of their music to some of these sites where they would get paid a small fee, right? So some of them, they were hoping to get picked up like a real movie, right, or something to make big bucks. I know one band in Arizona, they wrote the song to King of the Hill, the cartoon, and they made $200,000 or something for that thing.
Right.
And they get paid like money like every time it airs. It's a syndication all over the place. And some of these guys are all on the model, like for images like 123 RF, or some places like that you can pay a small fee, and in these music sites too, where, you know, sometimes it's worth paying $5, $10, something. That way you actually bought the rights, and if it's ever an issue, you can prove that you own the rights, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so some of my guys were doing that, and they would sell rights to use some of their songs for some small fee, right? You know, $5, $10, $20.
Right. I like I said, I love that, because like I said, it's something that, you know, anybody who's into the YouTube and wanting to really like sustain a long YouTube career, or I should just say creative, should be like considering about the royalty free aspect and all the copyrights that come with it, right?
Yeah, the music is watched heavily, you know. They're going to transcribe all of the stuff they're listening for the music. They'll do an automatic transcription, you know, to words for you. And the images are scanned. The images are scanned by Google. I mean, I know people that launched a product with an image they just got off of Google, and it 6 or 7 figure impact.
So like I said, I'm going to do a quick check-in here and say, if you're enjoying all the nuggets that Greg is dropping and you're picking them up, please consider hitting that like button and letting us know. Leave some comments or questions that you might have, because like I said, this to me, I'm always fascinated, because like I said, royalty is for me. So, I know, but there's only a limited amount of stuff when you only working with a certain platform. So what would you say, like, if, I don't know if you're, I know you do a lot of different platforms and stuff like that with the editing and software. So is there like a key to like staying, is that part of your brand if you stay with the song? I mean, it sounds, those who are creating, sounds like the same songs that you're playing over and over again, but really, how do you think people are really paying attention if you're repeating the same songs in different videos or so? Say royalty free music, because I mean, it is kind of hard to come by.
It is. So yeah, to speak to the bigger picture is, the branding is super important. The visuals, the thumbnails, the channel header, the intro, outro music, right? And I think being consistent really stacks up. And if someone is starting, that's a great thing, is to start early and often and keep consistency. People do the intros have started to go away over time, because you only got just so many few seconds to get somebody's attention, right? But the outro is a good place to have a consistent logo, a consistent sound. You can even design your outros so that your end cards and your subscribe buttons, right, which need like 5 seconds at the end of a YouTube video, if you're going to deploy that technology, and you should, and you're super great about it. You've got it on your stuff, and you're always, like, subscribe, comment, you're always doing the calls to action, that help build the channel, and you got to tell people what to do many times sometimes, and they'll really, you're doing the right disciplines.
Right. And you know what, I picked that up with when I used to do social media, and there's like, we assume that people know what to do next. And like you said, you have to tell them what you want. And I think a lot of people miss that mark, that, you have to let them know what you want, because you assume people are going to do it, and you're assuming yourself right out of business.
It's so crazy, but so true. And it seems wrong, and it seems repetitive, but everybody's a consumer of it, and the brands that thrive, and I need to do more of it myself. I think I'm going to go back and rewrite some of my outro and add some more end cards, just to make sure that is driven home more than I do.
Right. I think what's been benefit for me, and I'd like to just share a little bit for those who are listening, is I created somewhat like a checklist of how I go through my videos. And I actually have like constant reminders of what to do and what to say at a certain minute, so that way you're always staying yourself on track. And I think that's a key element. And I do like the intros to a certain extent. And I know that you have to capture them in the first 6 seconds. So what are some of the great ways that you think that people can really beam up that intro that captures them? What's some tips that you would share?
Well, boy, that's a good one. Yeah, don't make them long, especially if you're gonna, pre-roll anything. One tip that you'll see is people, doing a lot of this, right? Having a prop, having something, because a lot of stuff, especially on social media, is the first few seconds, or by default, the sound is off. And so sometimes they'll say, turn the volume on, right? Do something to catch the visual. The other thing that people used to do, and you can do all kinds of cool stuff if you dig deeper into this, like you can you can make videos and do ad placement and then get to them in front of, you know, big channels. The success story that I always wanted to model was the guy, he had an add-on product for a GoPro.
Mm.
And you could write, have your video or even your video ad, right? And you could put it in front of like the GoPro, and they have like, I don't know, 11 million views, 20 million views, 100 million views. And here's what you don't do. Hi, this is Bill. You go, you have a GoPro? You need this, in the first few seconds, right? Because otherwise they're going to click off that ad. They're going to click off your video.
So yeah, I know that first 6 seconds is key. You got to I learned somewhere to give a hook. Like, why are you watching this video and what are you going to learn from it? That's one of I would like to share a pro tip for my listeners. That's a pro tip I learned. To let them know why you're watching the video.
A hook, a benefit, open a loop, ask it a question, something for the mind to grab onto, to build that curiosity. Give them a reason to stay. You're so exactly right on.
Yeah. So what projects are you working on going forward with the 2021? I can't believe 2020 is almost done. So the 2021.
Well, we are doing a lot of the same things that we've done because they're proven and we know that they work. We're helping people, to build their business, to build digital permanent assets, and videos is one of the top two, reviews being the other one, because they're going to stick around. And so I'm building up my channel again. Like I said, I got smacked a 10-year channel. And so we're building that content. I'm finding the other stuff. I'm making new content. I'm going to be delving in, and we're going to be, we're in the planning stages right now of launching our own either live stream or interview or something like this. It'll be leveraged into a video thing and a podcast. We sure love to see your growth and professionalism, and we just love being a guest on here.
Oh, you always drop some nuggets. Like I said, I love having you come on because you give me, food for thought and how to even improve my channel. Hopefully, people who do are getting some nuggets out of it as well, and applying it for their business. So I definitely want to say, we're down the last couple of minutes and stuff. So where can people find more information about Mr. Greg Goshorn's business and online videos and everything like that?
Oh, yeah. Thank you. And we're here to help. We always lead with value. One of the best places to find us is a great little site called onlinelocalvideo.com. And that is going to have the links over to the YouTube, and we're in the Instagram and the Twitters and the LinkedIn's another one we're building. Doing some more videos, cross-publishing over there. Probably a mini goal from us would be more live streaming, and LinkedIn Live is now available.
I've seen that.
To a limited number of people, and a few of the people I follow have got approval for that. I mean, I'm a consummate student. As much as I love sharing, I love learning. There's a 3-day course going on right now where I had to make a video and upload it to the group. So it's always changing. And that said, there's always some timeless fundamentals. Share your message, engage, grow and learn, and progress over perfection.
So yes, thank you so very much. And like I said, I love your insight, and touch a little bit about reputation. If you need anything about reviews, Mr. Goshorn is the man on reputation. So definitely check him out over there on online video. And I actually, as we wrap this up, I want to remind everybody, feedback is always welcome. Emails if you have any guest or show ideas. Links to all the sites that Greg has mentioned will be in the comments. So please check those out. Plus he'll probably give me some information on the royalty-free music. So please check that out as well. Thank you for watching. Give us a thumbs up. Like I said, if you're enjoying it, give us some comments, some questions. I can follow up with Mr. Gray, have him come back on, maybe answer a few of those questions that you might have. And if you're enjoying all the insights that you're getting from everybody who's been coming on and you want to, you know, get some more, keep coming and growing with us, please hit that subscribe button and take things in stride, go with the flow, and create your own path. And we'll see you back here on another episode of Coffee with Tea. All right. Bye-bye.
Thank you.
Share with us. What was one of your takeaways from today's show? Post your answers in the comments.